She cheated, I left, but she won't leave me alone. Pretty much what the title says, but obviously I should provide background to the situation. Okay, I've been with my ex-girlfriend, Vanessa, for the past 5 years. We met by at a convention for one of our hobbies, started just talking about the hobby itself with no other goal in mind. We started dating when she confessed that she liked me as more than a friend, and it was mutual. I just kept quiet because I didn't really want to ruin the friendship, and I wasn't really expecting her to be interested in me. Dated for about 2 years steadily before we moved in together. Our families meshed well together, our friends mingled, and we all became one big mixed social circle. That was a surprise because we both come from very different financial backgrounds. Me being raised in poor slash middle class kind of finances, Vanessa and her friends and family being really, really rich. Everything was great for the past 3 years except when she cheated. Vanessa cheated on me with some random guy. I don't even honestly know why, nor do I really care to find out. I found out a month ago because I took her phone to call up a friend since mine was inoperable at the time. First thing I saw when I unlocked her phone was a message popping up about how some guy loved that ass bouncing on him the day before. I'll spare you the emotional turmoil I briefly went through. And I'll admit, I just put the phone down, told her I was leaving without telling why, and I could see she was confused about me just going out like that. I just didn't want to do something I'd regret, because I did have anger issues in the past, but have mostly worked past those. She probably found out I saw that message, but since my phone was still in the apartment, there was no one way to get in touch with me. I literally just walked around the city for hours until I was so tired that I felt like falling asleep on my feet. Went over to a friend's place, stayed with them over the night and the day after I got over to our apartment and talked it out with Vanessa. I told her I wasn't going to be in a relationship with a cheater, and that was that. I didn't ask for details, how it happened, who exactly the other guy was. I just wanted to go away from it all. She wasn't looking to oblige me, crying hysterically, blaming herself, hitting herself in the head because she was, and I quote, a stupid cheating C asterisk nanti begging me not to go, that she would do anything to try and fix this. The whole thing just made me even more uncomfortable to be around her, and there was a scene in front of our apartment when our neighbors came out to see what the noise was about. I did manage to get away, but it was unnecessarily complicated with drama. She made her choice to F someone else. I made mine to break up because I don't want to be with a cheater. I managed to take away most of my things from the apartment when she wasn't there and hoped that would be that. But if it was, I wouldn't be here now. I mentioned before Vanessa and her family are rich. She's now using her, and I presume her family's, money and not giving me a single day of some kind of reminder of her. Either I'm getting gifts sent my way at my workplace, or I'm getting letters in the mail and packages. Or she just hangs out with one friend of hers somewhere where she knows I am. I have no idea how she knows, and this is making me feel paranoid because I keep thinking she might have someone following me, trying to get me to talk with her. I have tried talking with local police on the matter, but have been told in not so many words that her family would make sure nothing would be done about it. Props to the cop for being honest about it, but they could do their job instead. I want to heal. I want to move on. But she's not letting me. And I don't have enough money to just move away somewhere else. She's already blocked or ignored on every possible media I have, but strangely enough, she's not trying to get to me through them anyway. Friends, on the other hand, are. Every friend she's got, and she has plenty, has asked me to just meet up with her, hear her out, or something else like that. But I'm so tired of that. I'm tired of this kind of crap. I just want it over with. I don't want to hear her speak. I don't want to see her. It won't do me any good. So please, can anyone here help me? How do I move on from someone who won't let me and who has absolutely both the time and money to keep doing it indefinitely? Do I give her that one meeting she wants from me? Would that even help? I'm not from USA or some other first world country, so I pretty much have no legal recourse. TLDR ex-girlfriend cheated on me and I broke up with her, but she's not letting go and has the time and money to waste on trying to get me to talk to her about us, even though there is no us anymore. How to move on from someone who's not letting you do so. Update. There were tons of advice in the thread and a lot of support for the crappy situation I was in, and I want to thank you all for trying your best to help me. In the end, I set up a meeting with my ex's mother, whom I'd mentioned in one of my posts when I was replying to people about this whole thing. It was roughly a week after I'd made my previous post. She knew why we were broken up and completely backed up my decision to break up with her daughter, seeing how much it hurt me. It meant a lot to me, and I guess I never really appreciated her mom being so friendly with me while we were together. I explained to her what had been going on since the breakup. She only knew that the ex was trying to get back together with me, but she didn't know about her showing up at any place I went out, her friends badgering M, or the letters and gifts being sent my way constantly. I came close to tearing up because of how much support she showed me at the time. At one point, she even hugged me and kissed the top of my kid like I was a little kid again. I felt both embarrassed and grateful. I just wanted space and time to heal from this crap, and I think she understood as much. All in all, after we got that out in the open, she promised me she would get her daughter back into line, to leave me alone and stop harassing me. We talked a bit some more after that, but went our own ways soon after. The ex's harassment continued for a day or two, and then it completely stopped. No messages, no calls, no sudden appearances where I was hanging out or anything. 3 weeks out and nothing from her so far. It's been bliss. It's like this huge weight just rolled straight off me. It's easier to breathe, and I'm not even looking at the door of some place I'm hanging out at to see if it's the ex or one of her friends. I didn't even notice that myself. My friends were the ones who brought it up to me. So yeah, this is 1,000 times better than what it was like before. I did talk with my ex's mom one more time over the phone, and I thanked her for whatever she did with her daughter, and she was saying it was the least she could do. Near the end of the conversation, she said it would probably be for the best if we didn't speak anymore. It would let me fully move on from this, but that she was sorry it had come to this, and that they, her and her husband, wouldn't see me coming over for Christmas. We said our goodbyes, and that was that. So that's it. The harassment stopped. I'm feeling great, and life's really looking better nowadays. One more time, thank you all guys and gals for trying to help me out from the crap pile I found myself in. TLDR met up with ex's mom, told her about what was going on. She got the ex to stop and haven't heard anything from the ex for 3 weeks ago, and life is good. Let's see comments. I'll take ex's mom's behavior that massively exceeded my expectations for 500. Damn, that's a great almost mil. And they're loaded, go figure. Poor guy. I hate cheaters. MH. At least her parents have some decency and help in trying to stop their adult daughter. Glad they didn't double down her craziness. Honestly, assholes can come from anywhere. Having good parents is no guarantee a person won't grow up to be a jerk. Just lots of people with selfish and abusive parents grow up to be decent human beings. Having good parents helps, but as a society, we really need to get away from automatically assuming that crappy people are crappy because they were raised that way, ETA. And while the money may have made it possible for her to harass him like this, plenty of people from lower tax brackets get just as bad. They just don't have the time or resources to act on it to this degree. Wow, feel so bad for that guy. Glad he left and had the guts to stick with his choice, even when his ex was hell-bent on ruining him just so she could attempt to feel better. And very glad the mother was a reasonable person. Good for OOP that he got the peace he needs. But NGL, my inner drama addict desperately wants to know what went down to force his ex to back off. Okay, I can't be the only person who expected the meeting with mom to go in a totally different direction. AITA and the internet has ruined me. Let's see another story. I slept with another woman on a break, and now my wife is changed. My wife and I, both 40, have been together for 15 years. The past 3 years were turbulent, and we fought all the time until about a year ago when we decided we needed a time apart or separate. We chose the first option. The first period we went no contact at all, but then we started texting, then meeting for lunch, etc. Dates. We talked about the problems. I felt miserable without her, and I hope she did too because I missed her every day. The problems that we always fought about, the mundane stuff were so trivial now, and we talked about how our issues were really non-issues. She said she loved and missed me so much, and I felt so much relief that she felt the same way. So I confessed that I was miserable without her and how our problems were nothing compared to not being with her. We made a plan to reconcile, and a month ago she moved back home. Before we separated, we discussed what we are allowed to do during our separation. She said that she didn't want to sleep with others, but that I was free to do it because we will be legit separated, and she doesn't have a right to decide over me while we aren't a couple. I slept twice with a colleague of mine. It wasn't good, and I regretted it, so I ended it. It basically wasn't worth it. When my wife moved back, she asked me if I did something. She didn't. I told her the truth, and she was silent for a while and then said that it was fair enough and not cheating because we already discussed the possibility. Since we have talked about it, she has been distant. She says that she is happy and that she missed home, and I too missed her. And I haven't been this happy, but I don't know. When I ask her, she says she's fine and not to worry. But I don't know. I have caught her crying a few times, but she says it is the news and the world's condition. My wife is wild in bed, and I usually don't need to do much to put her in the mood. Now she doesn't react to my touch, and sometimes we try for a long time, but she says she can't and starts crying. I don't know how to solve this. I don't know if I'm imagining things, but even a hug or a kiss, I felt her going rigid in my arms, but she insists it's nothing, and just that she isn't in the mood or tired. I miss her warmth. Mini update. Thank you everyone for listening. I have tried to speak to my wife this evening. I asked her for a walk. She is not fine with what happened. She started crying immediately when I tried talking to her. She said that she didn't know if she ever will forget or forgive. What surprised me is that she seemed to put the blame on herself. She said it was all her fault because she started this whole separation idea and then agreed to me sleeping with others, like she tricked me somehow, and now she wasn't fine with what she agreed upon. She apologized and said that she knew she was being unfair, but that she couldn't help how she felt now. I tried to explain that it wasn't her fault at all, but I'm not sure she is convinced because she keeps saying that it was all her fault and that she is being unfair. I don't know what to do. I can't see her broken like this. Update, she said that she couldn't do this anymore, and she apologized because she believes that it was all her doing, because she felt like she tricked me and gave me permission that she then couldn't keep, and now everything is ruined because of her, and that I had all the reasons to hate her. But I don't hate her. I hate myself very much, but I would never hate her. She is the love of my life, and I regret everything, including the break and the small stupid stuff that made us fight and take that break. She moved into a hotel. We decided to wait about telling our families until after the holidays because our broken hearts are enough. We don't need to break their hearts too. I just don't know what to do. I have lost everything. This is my update for you who asked. I'm sure you will find it satisfactory given the amount of hate you've given me on my original post. Let's see comments. I think the fact that it was a colleague and not some rando made it worse for OP's wife, because it was someone he already knew for some time. She's probably worried he was always thinking about sleeping with her. Yeah, this was never addressed. Had OP always wanted this person this way and now they had an opportunity? Do they still work with them? Does the wife know her? It happened twice. It wasn't a one-time whoopsie daisy. They were obviously nurturing a relationship of some sort before OP called it off. I like how he said he didn't need emotions to have sex, but somehow the sex wasn't good and wasn't what he wanted. Sounds like emotions were more important than he thinks. Let's see another story. GF wants another chance. Past few days have been mentally sickening for me since I found out my girlfriend was talking/flirting with her potential HR, who stays in another state, over phone chats. She didn't join the org. However, I got to know about it from her in a casual chat, and we had a big fight over it. According to her, I wasn't giving her enough assurance since we had a wobbly start to our relationship. Hence, at the time these flirty text video calls started, it was our first month of relationship. However, it continued to next 2 months. Now we are in a relationship of 6+ months. She was sorry and apologetic for this and asked for a second chance. I did give her that chance, but was getting frustrated in my mind. Hence, tried checking her call logs only to find out that she has been talking for hours to another guy. However, when I confronted her about this unknown number, she told me that it's one of her relatives. But then I asked to call that number and send a recording of the same. It turns out it's a guy she got to know from Tinder. She claims she never met him, and he has totally cordial relationship with her. Interestingly, she couldn't record the audio call. Her hand slipped with him, rather asked him to make a conference call with me. She denied every bit of accusations from my end as I was showing her the call logs with proof. But after 2 days, when she got to know that I have suffering mentally and after constantly trying to know the truth, she said she never met him and he has totally cordial relationship with her. However, they talk for hours when I am asleep, unavailable, or at very late nights. The last they talked was a month before, and prior to that, they were in touch regularly. I talked with the guy. He was wary of me and talked in quite a pretentious way. He suddenly started calling my GF his sis and stuff, which I felt was fake, or maybe that's my trust issues, a background check on our relationship. We met on Tinder, talked for a few days, then made out, and it continued for almost 1.5 years. In the meantime, she told me that she was single and so was I. I didn't need a relationship at that point in time. Later, when things got a little serious, even though we never verbally agreed that we are in a relationship, I found out that she had a BF the whole time, even though they had a very on and off kind of thing. But according to her, he cheated first and he only opened her Tinder account, hence that she did what she did. I asked her if she had feelings for me. To this, she said yes and broke up with the guy. Now I love this girl a lot, have given her the chance after those flirty texts and calls. Even though I couldn't find any solid proof of her having an affair with this Tinder guy, I am feeling betrayed because she lied to me. Her defense was she was afraid that I would take it in a wrong way as their conversation started off a dating site. I have missed out many details, but as of now, she is constantly saying sorry and that she would do whatever it takes to be with me. She is willing to change and is saying that she hasn't done anything wrong with me from the last month. Confession: I slapped her during fight. I'm regretting it every day. It was impulsive. I need help. I am unable to sleep. It's mentally sickening, and I need your opinion on what should I do.